the Northern Illinois team. Miami in the white, Northern Illinois in the black. The crowd here at Millett Hall is on their feet. It will be Lacey James and Delonte Brown ready to jump it up here. Tonight's officials, as you see, are Brent Hampton, Dan Dorian, or Jack, and Ed Phillips. And tap is controlled by Northern Illinois. And here's Eugene German and Darian Ringo out front.
Yeah, Ringo right immediately on him, not giving him any space to work with out near the timeline.
Quickly they go down low. There's Levi Bradley, guarded by Delonte Brown, turning back toward the rack, and he banks one in to give the Huskies the early lead.
Yeah, Levi Bradley, long arms that he was able to extend that time, even over Brown, who has that height and wingspan as well.
Ringo off the left side. He's got German on him. Backdoor cut. Bowman has the pass knocked away by James, and here come the Huskies, and then Ringo comes up with a steal.
Yeah,
he'll settle it down for the Red Hawks.
That's what he's known for. He is so anticipatory and also is in the right place at the right time.
Man-to-man defense by the Huskies. This is Ringo driving to the baseline. Attaway will fire the three and hit it for the Red Hawks. 41% from outside the arc, and he gives Miami a quick 1-point lead.
Yeah, he had Levi Bradley coming out to guard him. Again, we talked about his wingspan, able to shoot over the top of him, and there Ringo, almost another steal, and German was able just barely to handle the dribble.
Nearly a steal, but going to the rack, putting it up is Bradley, and he'll knock another one down.
Yeah, again, Brown went for the steal at the free throw line, didn't get it. That left an opening for Bradley, and he luckily stopped before he got too deep to force the charge.
Ringo bounces it to Delonte Brown. He's had a couple of good games back-to-back for the Red Hawks. At 22 against Central Michigan on Saturday. This is Sabandi. He's going to pull up from 18. Too strong with that one, and the rebound out of there to German. He'll run it the other way in a hurry for Northern Illinois. Pulls up, top of the key. Three is way too strong, and the rebound tapped around, and it's going to be into the hands of Bam Bowman. He and Lacey fighting for it. Now it comes out of there. Lacey James and Bam Bowman battling for it, and falls to the floor, and Miami comes out of there with it.
Yeah, there are three Red Hawks kind of fighting each other for the ball, and James almost came away with it.
Ringo finds Attaway again. Down low it goes to Delonte Brown, off the glass, yes, and the foul.
Good job by Brown. He got position on his man, and a great pass over the top of the defense, dropped right into the hands of Delonte Brown.
You see the eighth-year head coach of the Huskies there, Mark Montgomery's done an outstanding job in his time.
Brown at the free throw line now trying to convert the three-point play, and he gets the roll.
So Red Hawks now lead it by a couple here.
Yeah, a couple of three-point plays, one from the outside and one with the traditional way.
This is Thorpe getting it out top, firing the three, and missing is Levi Bradley, and the Red Hawks with the rebound. Savandi will run the other way for Miami.
Yeah, both of these teams with very high-pressure defense.
Ringo got by his man, misses the shot, but draws the foul, and that'll be two against Rod Henry Hayes.
I was going to say, with the pressure defense, one of two things. You should be able to dribble past your guy or on the back cut.
Ringo will step to the free throw line and shoot two.
Jack Owens there in the middle of your picture, second year as a head coach for the Red Hawks.
Ringo connects on the first. He's a 65% free throw shooter. Into the game for the Huskies is Gurgis Dow, 6'4", 190-pound sophomore from Melbourne, Australia. Henry Hayes will go to the bench. Second free throw for the senior from Brownsburg, Indiana, Darian Ringo on the way. Rattles around the iron and goes through.
Good start for Miami, especially from the free throw line. That's a place they've struggled at times here in the second half of the season, but doing a much better job here early.
Man-to-man defense. This is Lacey James turning, firing, missing that one. Rebound underneath, though, put back up and in by Levi Bradley. He's got all six for the Huskies.
Yeah, great job of Bradley to slither in there in between the Miami defenders. Now a turnover.
And nearly knocked away, and German, the last to touch it. No, they're going to say it should go. They're going to talk about it, and they're going to give it to the Huskies. And Jack Owens not liking it at all. It looked like it went off of German with the naked eye, but again, the officials consulting there. And
yeah, there was a mad scramble near the midcourt stripe.
Eli McNamara into the game for Miami as Delonte Brown will come out. Out front, Dante Thorpe drives, puts it high off the glass, and it rolls off the iron. No good.
Better job that time by Miami on the defensive boards. Bam Bowman getting position and taking that one down with some authority.
Ten to shoot here for Miami as Bowman stands top of the key, gives to Ringo. Steps into a double team, gives to Sabandi. He's going to drive, and that'll be a foul called. It will go against Dante Thorpe.
Yeah, that time Sabandi got the basketball, tried to force his way through. As you see the defender come out, and he was angling him to try and force him to the left. Sabandi went against that to the right and then drew the foul.
Team's third foul, first on Thorpe. And Hawks get 20 on the shot clock and 16 minutes to go here in the half. Ringo driving, spinning, nowhere to go. He walked with the basketball, turns it over. And we have the under 16 timeout. 15:58 to play here in the first half. It's been an exciting game so far. The Red Hawks have an early 2-point lead. Emily in just a bit as you see Jack Owens and his Red Hawks leading by 2. The Huskies will have the basketball, and into the game, Jalen Key, senior out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, inbounds the basketball.
Also in that timeout for Miami coming into the game for the first time is Makai Larry.
Freshman point guard from Evansville, Indiana. Swing it to the right side. There's German around the screen. Pulls up. Now feeds to the baseline right side. That's Jalen Key missing the jumper. And the rebound out of there to Bam Bowman. Battle inside. And Red Hawks win that battle.
Yeah, second time that Bowman's been able to come out of there with a strong defensive rebound.
Sabandi curls top of the key. He's going to step back for a three and hit it. Top of the key three for Nike Sabandi. His first bucket of the night.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Jack Owens, that's what you wanted to see is Sabandi to get off a little bit early. He struggled early in the game on Saturday. Took him a while to get going. Wasn't really until a couple of minutes, maybe 4 minutes into the second half that he really found his groove.
Lacey James baseline, steps back from 10, misses that one. Tapped up and in, though, by Gergis Dow, his first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, Dow got inside position, and that was a tough tip over the defense, but a good job crashing the offensive boards for the Huskies.
Dow's 6'4", but has some pretty good leaping ability as Sabandi gets to the rack. No, but gets fouled.
Talk about someone with some very good leaping ability.
Foul is going to be on Lacey James, his first, team's fourth. You see James get him on the shoulder there as he came down with a hand.
Yeah, not able to finish, but a good strong move by Sabandi. After he hits the three, that'll open up that drive a little bit more if he can consistently hit the outside jumper.
Sabandi, 73% on the season, knocks it down. Subs into the game for Northern Illinois. Trendon Hankerson, a freshman from Novi, Michigan, scored 9 points, 4 rebounds as they broke open the red shirt on Hankerson at Ohio. Also into the game is Noah McCarty, 6'8" junior out of Rock Falls, Illinois. Abdullah Haruna comes into the game for Miami along with Alex Abrams as Sabandi misses the second one for the Red Hawks. Bowman gets a rest.
Yeah, Northern playing without a couple of bigs in this game. So they're a little bit shorthanded, and for them, very positive note to see Hankerson come out in his first collegiate game and do so well in Athens.
German out front with a deep three, clangs it off the front of the iron, no good, and the rebound out of bounds. It will belong to Miami as it went off down. Jalen Attaway back into the game for Miami, replacing Sabandi, and German will go out of the contest as Zaire Mateen comes in, sophomore out of Queens, New York.
Yeah, we know German can score, but that one was probably a little bit outside of his range. That was a good 3-4 feet behind the three-point stripe.
I was going to say 8 to 10.
I don't have my glasses on, so I may have been affected.
Right. This is Makai Larry. He's going to drive, hang off the glass, got the roll. The little guy takes it to the rack and scores.
Yeah, that's one of the things we've seen early in his career. Even at 5'8", he's able to go to the rim hard, and he is able to contort his body in any way to get a shot off.
Now throws it left side. They go down low to McCarty. He's going to back his way in on Abrams, get into the paint, feed to the right side. Firing the three is Hankerson. It rattles out, and McNamara grabs the glass for Miami.
Again, a really deep shot for Northern. I think they can do better than that, trying to get it inside. That was a little early in the shot clock as well.
Swinging left side, Haruna. He's going to get and lost the handle on the basketball out of bounds. They're going to say it was last touch by Northern Illinois. Going to try and take it to the rack, but help side defense.
And that's a senior move on a freshman. That pump fake got him airborne and allowed the player for Miami, in this case Haruna, to go right by him, just mishandled the ball a little bit.
Larry with the big guy on him. He's going to step back from 15, 16 and miss it, and the rebound is grabbed out of there by Jalen Key. Ahead it comes. Hankerson lobbing it down low to McCarty on the right side. He's going to back his way in. Turn in the paint, tries to go up and under, and now puts it up with the left hand and will get the roll.
Pretty good defense that time by Alex Abrams, but a better offensive move by Noah McCarty. He was able, with the left hand, to get it around the defender.
Persistent in the lane was McCarty. Tried about 3 different looks and never got there. And McNamara loses the basketball out of bounds. It'll belong to the Huskies. Turnover gives it back to Northern Illinois.
McNamara wanted a tap, but wasn't going to get the call.
Levi Bradley back into the game as Jalen Key will go out for the Huskies, and back into the game for Miami is Delonte Brown replacing Eli McNamara.
Yeah, one of the things we've seen here early is Northern Illinois is not afraid to use its bench. They will go 10 deep easily if they need to.
Up front, this is Dow with the basketball. Hankerson looking low. Now they go high-low, and the ball knocked away, and it is off of Delonte Brown. It'll stay with the Huskies as Darian Ringo comes back into the game, replacing Attaway.
Yeah, good job by Brown anticipating that pass. Just not enough juice on it to get over the defender, and Brown made a nice strong move across the lane to get a hand on it.
Northern with 12 on the shot clock as they inbound the basketball. Comes out front to Mateen. Five to shoot. There's McCarty. He's going to put it on the floor. Had it knocked away, and that'll be a 30-second violation. Darian Ringo came around on the weak side and knocked that ball out of McCarty's hands.
Yeah, I'm not sure he will get credit for a steal on that, but basically he forced that turnover because of the shot clock violation. We talked about it in the pregame. His quick hands, there's nobody quicker in the MAC.
Ringo runs the point now for Miami. Looks inside, instead gets Delonte Brown. Brown feeds Larry. Now they go down low to Alex Abrams. 10 to shoot. Drawing the double team, and Abrams gets the basketball in the right corner. Haruna will shoot and miss that one. McCarty with the rebound for Northern Illinois. Mateen on the run. Under the 12-minute mark here in the first half. Physical basketball game. Bradley working left side. He's going to turn toward the baseline, gets to the block, now throws it up with the left hand, and they'll get Delonte Brown with a foul. Brown collects his first and the team's first, and the Huskies will be at the free throw line when we come back. The Red Hawks, little guy Makai Leary.
Tape on the floor halfway through the paint yesterday to make sure that the guys weren't stuck to one side and they can use that help side defense to hopefully hold off the Huskies and get this win today.
Thank you so much, Emily, as the Huskies are at the free throw line. And Levi Bradley will be there shooting 2. 74% free throw shooter, the senior out of Milwaukee. Huskies shoot it up at 69%. Gets the first one. He has 7 of the 11 Husky points.
Yeah, they were one of the best shooting teams, not only in the Mid-American Conference, in the country, both from the field and from three-point range, but where they struggled just a little bit is from the line, although both of those free throws went down.
2-point ball game. Eugene German back into the game for the Huskies. Going to put pressure on Darian Ringo. Ringo throws the ball away. Nice steal there by Levi Bradley. He's going to take it coast to coast and knocked away by Ringo. Got around and knocked the ball away. Ringo pulls up on the left side and will run the Red Hawk offense.
Yeah, I think he turned it over at one end, felt it was mandatory that he get the ball back at the other end, and that's exactly what he did.
Milos Jovic and Precious Aya into the game for Miami during that timeout. This is Delonte Brown out front with a three. It's no good. Haruna grabs the rebound. Darian Ringo will tee up a three and hit it from the left side. 5 in the game for Ringo.
Yeah, not often he's that aggressive with his shot, but immediately grabbed the basketball on the pass and threw it up there from three-point range, and it was pure.
Hankerson out front with it. Bounces it to Levi Bradley. Down low they go to Lacey James. He's going to back it out on the left side. 10 to shoot as German curls around a screen, gets all the way to the rack, and he's going to get hammered and go to the free throw line. I believe they got Precious Aya for this one. We'll wait and see. And indeed, it is not. It is Milos Jovic, his first foul, team second.
Yeah, a very solid screen from Lacey James out front. That enabled German to get around the corner, and then 2 Miami players converged on him, and that's where they drew the foul.
German, a 71% free throw shooter, again leading the conference in scoring at 20.5 points. He gets the bounce up and then back off the glass before it comes down. His first point comes with 10:26 to go in the first half. Dante Thorpe returns to the lineup for the Huskies as Burgess Dowell goes out. German makes them both. Dante Brown gives it out front to Aya. He'll hand it off to Ringo. Brown works to the baseline. He gets to the rack and he steps on the inline out of bounds. Turnover gives it back to the Huskies.
Yeah, Brown saying he got pushed a little bit, nudged out of bounds. That's why he stepped on the end line. Ref sees it a different way, but Brown will go back to the other end. He has yet to get going a little bit here. Spent some time on the bench already here in the first half.
Jack Owens can't be happy. That's the 6th turnover already for Miami. James throws it to the corner and getting to the basket and then hitting James again in the left side. He's going to hit the triple. Lacey James, 3 of 8 from outside, now 4 of 9, ties the ball game.
Yeah, obviously a great percentage. Doesn't take a lot of them, but that one was wide open and he decides to take it.
Go finds Haruna. Thought about a 3, now puts it on the floor and he walks with the ball. The 7th turnover against the Redhawks. Jack Owens has seen a little bit too much, and he's going to put Sabandi, Attaway, and Bam Bowman back into the game as Jovic, Haruna, and Aya all head to the bench.
Yeah, so Miami now going back with their starting lineup on the floor here to counter Northern Illinois, and they're going to pick them up now pretty much three-quarter court. Again, try and force them to use more of the shot clock.
Hankerson across the timeline, works with the basketball. This is out front, Thorpe. And to the left side, Bradley for 3. He knocks one down. He's having a 9-11 first half points, and the Huskies have their lead. Second lead of the night.
Yeah, they cannot slough off of him that much. He's already proven that he can hit that shot from the outside. Pure with the left hand, and Miami's got to get out on him a little bit faster.
12-3 run by the Huskies right now to take the 3-point advantage. Sabandi, 12 to shoot, has it between the circles. Ringo gets it down low to Bowman, backing his way in, turning, putting it high off the glass, no good. Got his own rebound, misses that one, and the rebound ripped out of there by Levi Bradley. And here come the Huskies with 8.5 minutes to go in the half. Quickly, Hankerson to the left side, or right side, excuse me, of the key, gives it off. Eugene German is fouled by Darian Ringo.
Yeah, Ringo just got a little bit too aggressive there with the hand check. There he kind of pushes him just a bit.
Gave him a 2-hand push there. Checking out for the Huskies, Levi Bradley. As Jalen Key returns to the Northern Illinois lineup. And a steal by Darian Ringo on the inbound. Throws it over his head right into the hands of Delonte Brown.
Just a sloppy, weak pass. I mean, you got to be protective of the ball a little bit more than that.
Delonte Brown rattles in a 3 from the left side.
Yeah, we'll see if that gets him going. He had a slow start, as we mentioned, but hits that 3 from the left wing, and maybe that'll get Delonte Brown going here.
Screen set either side for Hankerson. He goes to the left side, brings it back out in front. Eugene German around the screen, down the heart of the lane, slot, and the shot is blocked, excuse me, by Delonte Brown. Out of bounds, it'll stay with the Huskies. They'll have 15 on the shot clock when we come back to Millett Hall. Dead even with 7:55 to Cancer. The team adopted Jackson in the 2017-18 season, and he'll be remaining the honorary team member for life. Happy to have Jackson and his family and many friends in attendance here tonight as we do our part to help raise awareness for pediatric cancer. Jackson always has a great time. We see him around at practices, and glad to have him here with us tonight. Huskies win the basketball at a 2020 basketball game. Coming to get the ball for the Huskies is Dante Thorpe. Going to work against Jalen Attaway down the lane. Goes up and under, throws it off the glass, no good, but taps it back up and in. Dante Thorpe gets his first two.
Yeah, Miami did a good job defensively on the initial shot, but nobody blocked him out. And you cannot let the shooter get in and follow his shot like that and get the putback.
Bam Bowman thought about it, gives it to Sabandi. 18 to shoot for Miami. Ringo. Back to Sabandi. James on him, he misses the three, and going up and getting the rebound is Gurgis Dow. He'll bring it down the floor for Northern Illinois. 2-point lead for the Huskies as we approach 7 minutes to go in the half. Curling, getting down the lane. Once again is Thorpe getting to the basket and will get the bounce. Back-to-back buckets for Dante Thorpe.
Yeah, I think that hit every part of the top of the rim that time, but it found the bottom of the net eventually. And the Huskies now have extended their lead back out to 4.
They have been on a roll as of late. Miami's offense has been sputtering. Monte Brown getting to the basket strong and puts it off the glass and in. He has 8.
Yeah, nice move that time by Brown to get into the middle of that defense, and then nobody was there to protect the rim, and he was able to get it up off the backboard on the right side.
Driving is German, and they'll get a hand check on Bam Bowman. Bowman collects his first. That's the 4th team foul against Miami.
Yeah, one of the big differences here that you'll see between these two offenses, for Northern Illinois, that time it was Lacey. They will have a ball screen almost every time down. They'll have a big come out at the top of the three-point circle to give that ball screen. Miami doesn't do that as nearly as often.
German drives, has the ball knocked away, and it stays with Northern Illinois.
Yeah, it looked like Ringo wanted that ball, thought he tipped it off of German, but they get the call the other way.
Ankerson comes back in as German heads to the sideline. 14 to shoot here for Northern Illinois. Get it in to James. He'll hand it back. Thorpe's been on a bit of a roll. Bounces it out. James will fire up another three. He's 2 for 2. 5-point lead for the Huskies. Their largest of the ball game.
Yeah, you talked about has not shot a lot of them. He only had 3 makes coming into this game. He's got 2 here in the first half.
19-8 is the run since Miami led it 14-8. Bam Bowman has it knocked away from behind as the Huskies drop down a double team. They get it ahead, and ball is knocked away and out of bounds. It'll go to Miami. They say that Dow was the last to touch it.
I think Attaway got a piece of it as he came flying down the lane, just deflected it off of Dow and out of bounds. Neither of these teams really taking great care of the basketball here in the first half. A lot of turnovers by both teams.
8 for Miami, 5 for Northern Illinois. Down low, left side, Bam Bowman. Here comes the double team. He spins out of it. Now it'll be a foul against Lacey James. That'll be his 2nd and the team's 5th, and Bowman to the line for 2.
Seemed like a little bit of a late whistle, but a good strong move by Bowman as here he goes in, tries to go up and under, and there was the foul as he went up for the shot. That was a tough play by Bowman. The pass actually pulled him away from the block, then forces him to take an extra dribble, and sometimes that allows the defense to get down and double up.
Bowman, a junior out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. He'll be at the line for 2, 68% free throw shooter on the season. First one is up, and it's good. Into the game, McCarty returns, as does Levi Bradley. It'll be James and Key going to the bench for Northern Illinois.
Mark Montgomery continues to rotate his players in and out, giving them a lot of rest here in the first half.
That late whistle, by the way, after a miss is always my favorite call that the officials make. He says facetiously.
I think they wait to see if he makes it. They may not even blow it.
They won't call it. Yeah,
that's
and that is something that they've been doing for a couple of years here. Out top, McCarty throws it left side to Thorpe. 15 to shoot for the Huskies as Thorpe brings it out against Attaway. He's going to pull up for a three and knock it down. Thorpe has been feeling it. That's 3 in a row in terms of his shooting, and the lead is 6 for Northern Illinois.
Yeah, that was a kind of strange-looking shot, almost straight from the forehead, but found the bottom of the net, and that's the important thing.
Got a zone this trip by the Huskies. Miami's been seeing a lot of zone. 14 to shoot. Ringo, they leave him alone. He'll make him pay. Gets his second tray of the game. He's got 8.
Yeah, that's a mistake by the Husky defense. Both players that were initially guarding him both spread out away from him. You never leave the basketball.
Man-to-man here. Hankerson throws it down to McCarty. Then Hankerson is left alone, and he will fire the 3 and miss it. Nike Sabandi with a rebound for Miami.
Now they're going to pick up man-to-man.
Go with Hankerson on him. Lobs it down low. Actually got it off the iron. Was trying to get Delonte Brown. Caught iron, and it falls into the hands of Dante Thorpe. Burgess Dow between the circles, and a steal by Darian Ringo. Has it stolen back by Hankerson, but it's out of bounds, and it'll belong to Miami.
No, they're actually saying it's going to be Northern Illinois' ball. Then he reversed it.
Yeah, they're going to correct it.
I think he said the right color. He just pointed the
wrong way, and Jack Owens was about ready to go ballistic. Under 4.
They just need to execute and stop throwing the ball away, string together some stops, and build a better lead.
Thank you, Emily. As the Red Hawks and Huskies added, as a matter of fact, the Huskies had a big come-from-behind win against Ohio on the road in their last outing. Prior to that, they had lost 4 straight road games at Green Bay, Butler, Northern Kentucky, and number 8 Michigan State.
And that's no easy task to go into the Convo in Athens and come away with a victory, especially after being down double digits in the second half.
Sabandi is short with the 3, didn't follow his shot, and the rebound comes out to Thorpe for Northern Illinois with 3.5 minutes remaining in the half.
Yeah, Attaway vacated that side of the floor as well, so nobody had there defensively or offensively to get the rebound for Miami.
Eugene German back in the game, out of the timeout. He gets into the paint, throws it right side to Hankerson, and gets the ball back. He'll fire a 3 and hit it. Eugene German's first field goal comes with 3:15 to play in the half, and it's back to a 6-point lead for Northern Illinois.
Yeah, I was about to say Miami has done a pretty good job on German here in the first half, and then they leave him open from 3-point range.
Bowman with McCarty on him. Bounces it in the paint to Delonte Brown, and before the shot, he is fouled by Hankerson.
Yeah, that's a mismatch in favor of Miami for sure, and good job by the high post Bam Bowman finding Delonte Brown down low.
Hankerson's first, team 6th. Miami will get the ball out of bounds, but Kai Larry, the freshman out of Evansville, will inbound it. Sabandi takes the inbounds pass. He's got Levi Bradley on him. Bradley's got 11 in the game for Northern Illinois. He's had an outstanding first half. 10 to shoot here for the Red Hawks. Back to Sabandi against McCarty. Thought about driving, backing it out, firing the 3, and hitting the 3 is Nike Sabandi. He has 7.
Yeah, Northern Illinois went to a 2-3 zone that time, and McCarty was out either guarding Larry or Nike, and that was a mismatch in favor of the Red Hawks.
Germans, he walked with a basketball. No basket. He took an extra step in there. That kind of Euro step sliding that foot. Mark Montgomery doesn't like it, but looked pretty obvious here.
Yeah, I think he was anticipating.
It was pretty.
It was. I think he was anticipating contact when he didn't get it. That threw him off a little bit. He took that long step, hoping that he could get away with it. But the official actually 2 officials called it.
McCarty tries to step out. We've seen him do that the entire time around that screen. He's trying to hedge, and he puts that big foot out there and draws the foul. Gets the foul here, his first. That's the team's 7th, so Sabandi will be at the line to shoot 1 and 1.
It's a bit of advantage Miami has right now, as they are now in the bonus, whereas Miami has only committed 4 personal fouls to this point.
Ringo checking in for Miami as Jalen Attaway will head to the sidelines.
Ringo's started out pretty hot. He's got 8 points. He does have 5 turnovers, but also 5 steals, and that's what you're going to get with him. You're going to get the good with the bad, also a couple of assists for Darian Ringo.
And missed the front end of the 1 and 1 does Sabandi, and the rebound out to the Huskies as we approach the 2-minute mark here in the first half, and Northern Illinois leads by 3. Screen set either side for Thorpe. He comes back to the right. He's Going to go to work on Sabandi. Throws it left side, and there's Bradley for a three. 14 first half points for Levi Bradley. And it's back to a 6-point margin.
Brown just gave him a little bit too much room. That's the third that we've seen from him already tonight. Just too much room given by Delonte Brown against a good shooter like that.
Larry driving to the baseline, and an offensive foul is called against the freshman as he came around with that left hand and hooked. Larry collects his first, and that is the 5th team foul against Miami.
Yeah, and you're going to see a lot of times smaller players will do that, trying to get around the long reach of a taller player, and Larry just got caught that time a little bit too blatant with it as he wrapped around the defender.
Good look at Mark Montgomery, and the head coach of the Northern Illinois Huskies. A minute 40 to, coming up on a minute 40 to play.
A good freshman on freshman matchup right here, Larry and Hankerson.
This is McCarty. Down low, stolen away or knocked away out of bounds by Delonte Brown as they tried to go low to Levi Bradley.
Good anticipation that time by Brown. He actually beat him to the spot, was able to knock the ball out of bounds.
Bradley takes the inbounds, gives to German. Thorpe's been the hot hand, gives it out top. McCarty will tee up a three, looks good and is. Big men are hitting the triple tonight for the Huskies, and the lead is 9.
Yeah, rainbow that time by McCarty as he steps out and hits the three, his 5th of the year on 16 attempts.
In the paint, Sabandi, a foul before the shot will be called against Northern Illinois. And it's going to go against Dante Thorpe, and that'll be his 2nd and the team's 8th. Dante Thorpe, senior out of Washington, D.C. He'll check out as Gerges Dow comes into the game. Jalen Attaway comes in for Larry for Miami.
I was going to say, that again, Nike Sabandi forcing his way in and got bailed out a little bit on the reach-in because he was a little bit out of control. But part of that was because of the grab that time by Dante Thorpe.
1-1 here again for Sabandi. This time he knocks it down. Huskies have been nailing the three here in this first half, and it's what has given them the 8-point lead. And now a 7-point lead as Sabandi collects his 9th point.
We talked about it a little bit at the outset. They are a very good shooting team. Comes in shooting 38% from behind the line.
German out front, under a minute to go in the half. He'll step through, gets to the paint, fires and scores. From 14, Eugene German now has 7.
Yeah, again, you get a 6-footer in the middle of the lane. You got to stop before the defense comes towards you. And that little teardrop.
2-3 zone here by the Huskies. Down low it goes to Bowman. Working against McCarty, blocked, and gets it back to Bowman. Puts it off the glass and in his first field goal, 4th point.
Yeah, this time it was Brown down to Bowman. We saw it reversed earlier. This time the high-low works again, though, in favor of Miami.
About a second difference between the game clock and shot clock as German has it out near the timeline. Huskies lead by 7. They'd like to go to the locker room with a little bit larger lead, and German will drive, and he will score with 10 seconds to go. Here in the half, 9 in the game for German. Back to a 9-point lead. Ringo gives to Sabandi. He's going to drive, put up a teardrop, and he'll go to the free throw line on the foul by McCartney. McCarty gets his 2nd foul and the team's 9th, and Ringo to the line for 2.
Yeah, as there you see Sabandi go into the big guy McCarty, and a little surprised actually he didn't call a block. He was outside the restricted zone. Looked like he may have been set, but maybe put his hands forward a little bit.
He jumped, and it looked like maybe vertical, but again, the official there to call the foul on McCarty. Ringo connects on the free throw, now 4 of 6 from the line. 0.2 seconds to go here in the first half. Short with the second one, and that'll do it here at the half. And the Huskies will go to the locker room with an 8-point lead over the Miami Redhawks. The right side, he'll rise up for the 3 and knock it down. Nike Sabandi with 13 in the game.
Yeah, hit that one right over Rod Henry Hayes, who, again, was a little bit slow coming out to guard him. And you give Sabandi some room, and when he's feeling it, he will knock that down every time.
Rod Henry Hayes with the ball right side, goes down low and blocked. That'll be a jump ball as Bam Bowman and Delonte Brown team up on Levi Bradley for the tie-up, and it stays with Northern Illinois.
Yeah, good job by both Miami defenders. You see they're going straight up, not reaching, and Brown got his left hand primarily on the basketball.
They'll inbound it. Will the Huskies on the right side of their basket. Henry Hayes will bring it in. Gets it in to Lacey James. This is Dante Thorpe. He got a hot hand. He's going to drive, take it right to the basket. Puts up an off-balance shot, but still got it up and over the iron and in. 9 in the game for Dante Thorpe.
Pretty good help side defense that time. A couple of Red Hawks coming over, but just better offense. Able to shoot it up over the top of him, and he gets the roll. And again, both teams come out firing here in the second half.
Ringo hands it off to Sabandi. Miami a little bit of a weave out top. There's Sabandi again from the right side. This three doesn't go. And the rebound out of there to German. He'll run the other way. Quickly ahead, too far ahead for Levi Bradley. And a turnover gives it back to Miami.
Yeah, that time Levi Bradley had his hand right in the face of Sabandi when he put up that shot. Then he released, and they tried to look ahead to him. Just a little bit too far in front, and he couldn't run it down.
Jalen Attaway with it out front for Miami. Man-to-man here by the Huskies. Delonte Brown working on Henry Hayes. He'll rise up, missed the three, and the rebound out of there once again to the Huskies, Dante Thorpe. A minute and a half gone by here in the second half. This is James from 17, too strong with that one, and the long rebound is out of there to Levi Bradley. He'll give it to Henry Hayes, who misses the three, and inside Thorpe with the rebound, puts it up and scores with the right hand. Dante Thorpe with all 4 points here in the second half for the Huskies, leading by 9, and Jack Owens quick to call a timeout there, Randy, and talk things over.
Yeah, you want to set the stage as quickly as you can. You don't want this thing to get out of control too early. Just not liking what he's seen, I think, especially on the defensive end. And immediately Brown is going to sit. He's going to go back to McNamara.
This is Ringo out top, lobbing it down low to Bam Bowman for an easy basket. It had to roll around. It was anything but easy, but it rolls in for Bam Bowman's 6th point.
Yeah, good look down low. Bowman was able to carve out some space down low. They found him, and he got the easy layup.
Thorpe out front. It goes to Bradley. Here comes German to get the basketball around the screen. Stays on the right side, pulls up, little teardrop from the free throw line is good for Eugene German. He has 11.
Yeah, that's one of the things he does so well is to get into that paint. Doesn't go too deep to where the shot blockers are. He stays out there in the mid-range, and then, as you said, that teardrop.
Ringo on the left side for Miami. Attaway puts it on the floor, gets to the baseline, draws a double team, finds McNamara left wing. His three is no good, and the rebound is out to the Huskies. Doing a nice job on the defensive glass is Northern Illinois.
Yeah, they've done a good job rebounding all game, and especially, right as you mentioned, here in the second half on the defensive end.
Go down low to Lacey James on the baseline left side. He's going to turn, and that'll be a blocking foul called against Bam Bowman. Had that arm bar down there, and for Bowman, his 2nd foul and the team's 1st.
Yeah, he was okay in there. In that last one, he pushed off just a little bit. And Lacey, initiating the contact, really did a good job of drawing that foul out of Bowman.
Thorpe right side around the screen. Keeps the dribble. Drop step to the baseline. What a move by Dante Thorpe. He's got 13. He has 6 of the 8 points here in the second half, and the lead is 11 for Northern Illinois.
Jack Owens had his hands up. He wanted a travel call, didn't get it.
Foul call down on the baseline. It'll go against Eugene German. His 1st and the team's 1st in the second half.
I think both Northern Illinois players said, "What, me?"
Eugene German came over to the officials and said, "You called that on me?"
Thorpe did the same thing. He anticipated the foul was on him before that.
Ringo looking to get the ball in and does out top to Nike Sabandi.
He had Bowman immediately. If he could have found him, he didn't, and then the defense rotated around.
Ringo backs it out against Thorpe. Feeding to the left side. Attaway has German on him with 8 to shoot. Down low it goes. Bowman back to McNamara. 3 on the way. Too strong. And the rebound out to German. Running the other way are the Huskies. German crossover got by McNamara and draws the foul. Just the blow by McNamara, draws by German by McNamara. And the freshman from Pickerington, Ohio, Eli McNamara, commits the foul. And Jack Owens just looking, what do I got to do?
Yeah, I think he thought somebody knocked down Bowman here on this other end when they
agree.
started the break. Didn't get that call. Then at the other end, it was a foul by McNamara, but a good job by German with that hesitation dribble. That's what forced the freshman to break down a little bit too early, and then he went around him.
Delonte Brown and Mekhi Larry checking into the Miami lineup. McNamara and Attaway will go out. Noah McCarty into the game for the Huskies, and Lacey James will have a seat. German missed the first free throw. He'll have another opportunity here. And he misses that one badly as he's well short with that one. Delonte Brown with the rebound for the Red Hawks, trailing by 11 as we approach the 16-minute mark here in the second half.
Miami now with both that 2-point guard lineup. See if get a little bit better ball handling.
Huskies are so long right now. Long arms, really challenging any kind of shot outside. Ringo with 5 to shoot, gets to the left of the lane. 3 to shoot out top. Larry with a deep 3 at the buzzer, no good. Brown, though, with the rebound, clears it up for the Miami Red Hawks. He has 10.
Yeah, and as you talk about, it's not just blocking shots, it's also blocking the passing lanes. Not giving Miami a space to get the ball through very easily because of those long arms and that reach.
McCarty left alone at the top. They look down low, can't find Bradley at the moment. Here again is McCarty. Hit one in the first and misses this one as Darian Ringo goes up and grabs the glass for Miami.
Good job, better job that time by Miami defensively, both playing defense and then getting the defensive rebound.
Coming up on 15 minutes to play. Miami trying to put together some sort of offense to make a run here. Trailing by 9. Savandi working against German. That'll be a hand check out front. Got the hands on the body down low. And for Eugene German, that is his second and the team's second. We have a timeout here at Millett Hall. A lot of subs in the game. We'll set those for you when we come back. Northern Illinois with a 9-point.
Shooting well over 50% in the first half. The other thing, overall, Miami not doing a great job rebounding. They have done a little bit better the last couple times down.
Bam Bowman out front. He's going to hand the ball off to Ringo with 10 to shoot. There he gets into the paint. His little teardrop is up, no good, and that'll be a foul on Jalen Key as he pushed Delonte Brown out of the way to get the rebound. Key collects his first foul and the team's third.
Yeah, Larry didn't get that shot to go, but that's a good play for Miami and a good shot. And again, Brown trying to get inside position, but Key, as you mentioned, just that little push off.
Little hip check there. Larry steps on the sidelines, out of bounds, and a turnover gives it back to Miami, or to Northern Illinois, excuse me.
Yeah, that's 11 turnovers now for Miami here in the ball game. They're first in the second half, so they've done a better job that way, but still way too many.
Thorpe back into the game as German goes out for Northern Illinois.
And that's an unpressured turnover, and when you're down by 9, you just can't afford to do that.
Thorpe out front. Burgess Dow in the game has it, gives it to McCarty. Thorpe has been unstoppable since about the 10-minute mark of that first half for Northern Illinois. He'll get the ball with 5 to shoot. Curls, feeds to the left corner. Dow, 2, 1 second, got it away, and the rebound grabbed by Bam Bowman for Miami. He and Delonte Brown fighting over the same basketball.
Good job defensively that time by Miami, forcing that shot late in the shot clock.
Savandi for 3, it rattles out, and the rebound out of there to Dow for Northern Illinois. Dow right side looks for McCarty down low, gets it to him, and that'll be a foul on Delonte Brown. Brown gets his second. That's the third against Miami here in the half.
Yeah, that's not a foul that you need to take in that situation. He's trying to lean over the top of him. Just let him catch the ball that far away from the basket.
Abdoulaye Haruna checks into the lineup for Nike Savandi for Miami, and also back into the game is Jalen Attaway. And he's going to go get Bam Bowman, so Miami going a little smaller right here.
Yeah, this will be an interesting lineup. Let's see if Miami on the offensive end spreads it out, tries to get everybody outside of the lane and try to create space with movement.
McCarty moves it to the left elbow, hands it off to Thorpe. He is double teamed, triple teamed, got away from everybody and scores. 15 in the game for Dante Thorpe, averaging 11.5 a game, and he's got 15 here tonight. And the lead is back to 11.
And Northern Illinois, seeing what Miami's doing with the smaller lineup, is going to go to the zone now to try and counter that.
Ringo gives it up to Larry to the left corner. Haruna. Haruna gets to the baseline. 10 to shoot. Ringo, deep three is no good. And the rebound in the corner to Larry. He's going to hang, miss it, and McCarty with the rebound for Northern Illinois. Miami having a tough time on the offensive end.
Yeah, I don't think they recognized the zone quickly enough, and they were behind the 8 ball then already in that offensive possession.
Hankerson. It's Thorpe in the corner. Smaller Larry on him defensively. And he walked with a basketball, and Mark Montgomery doesn't like the call one bit.
Yeah, I think Miami got away with one. It looked like Larry might have grabbed him a little bit.
I don't know if he grabbed him, but Larry got smashed by McCarty over there. Ran into that screen.
We talked about it. That's what they do, that ball screen. They'll take their bigs and come out with that ball screen. Miami trying to force its way through it.
Again, the zone here for the Huskies. Down left side of the key, and Ringo now will drive. Feed out top to Larry, left alone for three. Rattles it in. Mekhi Larry has 5 in the game.
And a better job that time by Miami. They used the high post. They also used the dribble drive to create space to get the open three.
McCarty going to work against Delonte Brown and stumbles to the ground and finds Gurgis Dow, who hits a triple off the left side.
Yeah, right now things going the way of the Huskies. Even in that situation, a loose ball rolls right to one of their players, and he gets the open jumper, and they are just not missing right now.
Larry beating Haruna. He'll fire a three. It rattles out, and Dow with a rebound. 11-point deficit. Hankerson with the basketball out top, guarded by Ringo. Hankerson getting to the baseline and feeding down low. Thorpe misses the teardrop, and Haruna with the rebound for Miami will run it down.
Again, a smaller lineup should be a good outside shooting lineup for Miami, but Northern Illinois doing a very good job of cutting off the lanes.
Again, using that length, and Larry will drive, gets into the paint, feeds to Attaway. And Attaway drives to the baseline and hits from 10. First basket in a long time for Jalen Attaway.
Yeah, I like to see him do that, get a little bit more aggressive with his offense, go on the baseline, and again, don't go too deep, hit that mid-range and then that teardrop.
Steal there by Ringo. He's going to run it down. Gives it out top to Larry, nearly turned it over. Looking at that 2-3 zone. Coming up on 10.5 minutes to go in the basketball game.
Now finally Attaway flashes to the high post.
Ringo finds Delonte Brown in the corner. Back to Ringo, 5 to shoot. Attaway will drive, get to the free throw line and gets fouled. He's going to go to the line and shoot 2. With 2 seconds on the shot clock, the Huskies bail him out. A foul on Trendon Hankerson will put Miami at the line when we come back, as Dante Thorpe doing the job for the Huskies with 15 in the game. 12-0 on the season after a 3-point win at Buffalo. Our next broadcast from Millett Hall will come tomorrow night. Carol Smith and I will have the Miami women's game tomorrow night against Toledo here at Millett Hall. Airtime at 7 o'clock. Jalen Attaway is at the free throw line for Miami. Gets 2 chances, and he clings that first one off the iron.
Northern Illinois continuing to shoot well. They shot 57% in the first half, dropping just as 50% here in the second half, but still 55 for the game.
Second free throw by Attaway. That's too hard off the back iron, but Delonte Brown gets the rebound. Mekhi Larry thought about pulling the trigger and didn't.
It's a big opportunity on a second chance for Miami. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
Haruna gets to the rack and scores. Abdoulaye Haruna, his first 2 of the ball game.
Yeah, it's good to see Miami able to convert there on the second chance opportunity. Now they got to play some defense. If you're Northern Illinois, maybe go inside. Lacey James hasn't touched the ball for quite a while down low.
He's back into the game along with Levi Bradley, who's down low on the left side. Here comes a double team. It comes to Eugene German, who's back into the game. He's going to take it right down to Rack, and that'll be a blocking foul and count the basket. Delonte Brown sliding over late, collects his third foul. The basket by German gives him 13, and he'll be at the line for the and one.
Yeah, you see him slide over, and he was in this restricted zone both. So automatic foul that time on Delonte Brown. And again, German, we know how big of a scorer he is. 9 points at the half, now continuing to add to that in double digits.
And if you're Miami, you had just gotten within 7 points, and now you're going to danger of giving up a three-point play as Bam Bowman you see coming in for Delonte Brown, who's picked up that third foul. Free throw by German on the way and good. Eugene German, the junior out of Gary, Indiana, now with 14 in the game. And the lead is 10 for Northern Illinois. Kyle Leary gives it to Sabandi. Thorpe on him defensively. Haruna goes down low to Bam Bowman. He's going to back his way in on the block. Turn, put it off the glass, and a strong move by Bam Bowman. He has a...
Yeah, you give him the baseline, he's going to take it, and he's able to lean back into play, force that ball up through the defense, and get the layup.
Screen set either side for Eugene German. Haruna on him, and he lost the basketball. Just looked away, and Mark Montgomery just looks at his point guard and said, "What are you doing?"
Not sure if he dribbled off his foot or just lost control of it, but this is a big opportunity again for Miami now to cut into this lead a little bit more.
Coming up on 9 minutes to go in the basketball game. Miami trying to battle their way back into this. In danger of losing 2 in a row to open up MAC play, and both at home. Down low, Bowman again on the block, and that'll be a foul in the restricted area. Down low there was Levi Bradley. That'll be his first and the team's fifth.
Yeah, good job by Bowman. We've seen him do that. He's been a lot more aggressive here in the second half. And again, getting to the rack and able to draw the foul.
Bowman at the line. He is 2 of 2. It's 2 chances here with 8:55 to go, and another chance for Miami to cut into that lead.
All right, guys, one shot.
If he makes this one, it'll be as close as Miami has been in a while.
Let's see if Miami puts a little bit of a press on if he makes this free throw, just to pressure them a little bit, force them to use extra clock. 10
in the game for Bam Bowman, and it's a 6-point lead for the Huskies, and here comes that full-court man-to-man pressure. Eugene German takes the pass, and he's going to just be hassled the length of the floor by Haruna. This is Henry Hayes with the basketball around the screen. Out top to Bradley. Now German works around the screen. Puts the ball back, down low it goes to Bradley. Double teamed and underneath to James, and he is fouled.
Yeah, I think Nike was reaching in, trying to get the jump ball, but had a little bit too much of the arm of Lacey James.
Sabandi's first, and that is the 5th team foul against Miami. That'll send Lacey James to the free throw line for 2. For Miami, not a bad foul, as James 65% from the free throw line this season. Doesn't look like it there as he knocks it down. 7 points in the game for the senior out of Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah, coming off of a double-double, a career high in points and rebounds, 20 points, 14 rebounds at OU. Does not have a rebound here tonight, however.
The next on them both. Full court pressure of their own there briefly against Makai Leary. James is the Co-West Division Player of the Week off that double-double. Looking at a 1-3-1 zone this time. Attaway finds Sabandi. Back to Attaway. Thought about stepping back, and that'll be a foul on Henry Hayes. A little hand check. All right, Henry Hayes picks up his 3rd, and that is the 6th team foul against Northern Illinois.
Yeah, I've seen several of the Huskies do that, where as soon as the man they're guarding catches a basketball, they put their hands out, and immediately if they dribble into your hands, they're going to draw a foul just about every time.
Comes into Sabandi, got by his man, and gets fouled. That'll be on Bradley, his second, team 7th, and it'll be Sabandi at the line for 2.
Yeah, that time he did. Bradley just didn't move his feet well enough, and it allowed Nike Sabandi to get around him, and all he could do was reach in and slap the arm and draw the foul.
8-point lead for the Huskies, and Sabandi at the line. 4 of 7 from the line is Sabandi. And he misses that one. Missed a couple in a row now. Miami cannot afford to miss free throws if they're going to get back into this one. He rolls that second one in. 14 in the game for Nike Savannah, and the lead is 7. Henry Hayes off the left side. Finds Bradley, and now German. Under 8 minutes to go. Again, Thorpe straight away with the basketball. He's going to drive. Gets to the baseline left side and is forced out. 10 to shoot for Northern Illinois. Down low it goes to James, working on Bowman. Turning to the baseline. Little jump hook is good. Turned with that left hand and knocked it in. He's got 10.
Yeah, that's a tough move that time by Lacey James. Up and over Bowman. There's not much he could do else defensively. Just a better offensive move there on the baseline.
Tons of time as Sabandi drives, and there'll be a foul called against Northern Illinois, and I believe they're going to get Henry Hayes with that one. It'll be his 4th. Foul is on Rod Henry Hayes as the Miami Redhawks try to battle their way back. Bam Bowman down low doing some work for the Redhawks. Trying to battle their way back in the lineup is Darian Ringo, Nike Sabandi, Bam Bowman, Jalen Attaway, and Abdullah Haruna. And it will be Sabandi back at the line. He'll get the 1-and-1 here.
One of the things that Miami has done better in the second half is protect the basketball. Just 1 turnover here in the second frame. And Ringo continuing to do work. 6 steals and 4 assists.
Free throw up and good, and that's the one you got to hit, the front end of a 1-and-1. Makes it an 8-point ball game, and Sabandi now 6 of 10 from the charity stripe with 1 more coming here. And he gets that one as well.
Yeah, now the leading scorer in the ball game with 16 points. 1 of 3 in double digits for Miami. 4 have reached double-figure scoring so far for the Huskies.
Little zone here by Miami as out front German has the basketball. Throws it right side to Hankerson at the free throw line, and down low they go. And putting it up and putting it in is Levi Bradley. His first field goal of the second half. He's got 18 points now and the lead back to 9.
Good job by him to kind of contort his body around Jalen Attaway to get that shot off the backboard.
Ringo picks up the dribble and gets caught there at the left elbow. Gives it to Haruna. Looking low, instead comes out to Haruna. Attaway will work on Bradley. Finds Sabandi. Sabandi steps into the lane, puts it up with the right hand, misses, and the rebound battled for, and out of bounds with it. Here the Huskies, as going to the floor was Hankerson. Laid across the end line, out of bounds.
Just he couldn't keep his balance. It looked like Nike Sabandi inadvertently ran into his legs, forced him down. No foul was called, but Miami gets the ball in the turnover.
9-point lead for Northern Illinois, getting to be crunch time here for Miami. Ringo dribbles out top with the basketball, crosses back down the lane, puts it off the glass, gets a little English off the glass and scores.
Yeah, he wanted a foul as well. He was looking for it as he came back down the court, but a good job by Ringo to get that one through. And I'm a little surprised Northern hasn't gone back to the zone a little bit here in the late in the second half.
Dante Thorpe around a screen, comes back to Bradley. The lefty fires and misses a 3, and the rebound will be a foul. I believe they're going to get Lacey James for the personal as Bam Bowman went down hard.
Yeah, Nike Sabandi actually stepped right on him as he came down, didn't realize he was underneath. As Bowman goes down, you see Nike Sabandi just stepped right onto the midsection there of Bam Bowman, and it looks like he's all right.
Just took a foot to the chest there as Lacey James came across the arms of Sabandi going for the rebound. And with Miami in the bonus, they'll walk to the other end. And for James, that is his 3rd and the 9th team foul So it'll be Bowman at the line for 1 and 1.
No,
Actually, Sabandi, excuse me. Yep. Sabandi at the line, 1 and.
I think Bowman felt he was fouled because of the pressure from Nike, but
Bowman's still looking to get some breath down there. Free throw no good, and the rebound out to Dante Thorpe for Northern Illinois. Coming up on the 6-minute mark of a 7-point game. Thorpe putting it on the floor. He's going to hang, fire, and score. Just gets into the paint. Tough to stop. 17 in the game for Dante Thorpe.
Yeah, just a little bit of a subtle almost push-off that time against Nike Sabandi to create some space, and was able to shoot it up and in from inside the paint.
Ringo finds Delonte Brown underneath for a lay-in.
Good balance that time by the offense for Miami, and they found a cutting Brown underneath in the reverse layup.
Down low right side. This is James turning, firing, missing that one. Too hard with the jump hook. That time was Lacey James. Miami with the rebound as Attaway will bring it down.
Yeah, I think he shot that just a little bit too quickly.
Ringo drives, feeds to the right corner. Sabandi misses the three. And German with a rebound. Has the numbers. He'll drive past Bowman, get to the rack and score. Timeout take. 4.5 shy of his average is Eugene German. But the lead again, Miami gets it down to 6, and the Huskies respond, get it back up to 9.
German now 13 consecutive this season. Every game he scored double digits. Now 47 consecutive for his career.
Bowman left wing. Rainbow misses the three, and the rebound goes out to Thorpe. Long rebound, and he had the outside position, but it was long enough that he could grab the rebound over top of Delonte Brown.
Yeah, that's what happens with those long shots. You're going to usually get long rebounds, and Northern Illinois was in the right position.
This is Thorpe out top. He's going to pull up for a 2, miss it, and Bam Bowman lost the handle on the rebound, and it's Dow on the left side with it now. Gets it out to German, and they'll reset the offense with 4.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, both teams fighting for that possession, and the Huskies come out with that loose ball.
Dow comes out and gets the basketball. Working against Ringo, finds German high on the right side. It's a screen to the right, drives to the baseline, and he steps on the end line out of bounds, steps on that baseline, and it goes to Miami on the turnover.
Yeah, Northern Illinois trying to work the clock a little bit, trying to get a good opportunity down low. You see Bowman just forcing German just a little bit, just barely caught the out of bounds line.
13th turnover of the game against the Huskies. Haruna working, gets into the paint, a little teardrop off the glass is no good, and the rebound of the Huskies. 4 minutes to go.
I think every possession somebody has hit the floor here in the second half.
We talked about it in the first half, how physical it was. It has certainly gotten worse here in the second half in that category. Bodies running into each other and banging on each other all over the floor.
Well, I think both teams know how important this game is.
This is German into the paint, off the glass and in. Nice move down the lane. That is 18 in the game for Eugene German, and the lead is back to 11 for the Huskies.
He is so good going to his right, able to use one hand to put that shot up off the backboard.
Ringo with the left hand gets the roll.
Yeah, Ringo just exploded that time and down the lane, and it almost rolled off, but it sat on the rim for a moment before falling in. A good job by Attaway to lay off and not touch the ball while it was up in the cylinder.
And a foul away from the ball will go against Delonte Brown, trying to guard Levi Bradley down low, and Brown collects his 4th, team 6th, and we have a timeout as the Huskies and Eugene German are going to work of Go for the Goals unwavering mission to make a difference in the lives of kids battling cancer. They are partnering with Go for the Goals to help them raise awareness by lacing up for pediatric cancer in the Go for the Goals gold laces. Gold laces. Those are the goals. Gold laces. Northern Illinois with the basketball and a 9-point lead, and they're going to take the air out of the basketball as Eugene German out top, and Miami switches to a 2-3 zone with 7 to shoot. German
try and trap on the wing, I think.
4 to shoot. Deep 3 is good by Thorpe. Dante Thorpe with 20, and the lead is 12, largest lead of the game.
How about the game? Thorpe's having 20 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal just for good measure.
Making a bid for the West Player of the Week. Under 2.5 to go here, and the lead 12 is the largest of the game for Northern Illinois. They'll work their own 2-3 zone here as Attaway at the right elbow gives it to Sabani. He's going to drive, get to the rack, put it up and miss it. Change shot there by Lacey James. As we approach the 2-minute mark here, the Huskies looking to start their max schedule 2-0 as Ringo commits a foul out front. His second and the team's seventh, so it'll be Eugene German going to the free throw line for the 1-1.
Yeah, that's what we talked about, how important this game is for both teams. For Miami, you want to get a split if you could at home to start conference season. But if you're Northern Illinois, you go on the road and get 2 wins, down in Southern Ohio. That's a huge coup for this team to go on the road and get wins in Athens and here in Oxford if they are able to hold on tonight and going home. With 2 wins in your pocket, that's a huge advantage for the Huskies.
Delonte Brown into the game after German makes the first free throw. Yeah, the Huskies, they get this game tonight. They have Akron at home and Central Michigan at home. They play 3 out of their next 4 at home as they go on the road at Kent and then host Buffalo. 14-point lead for Northern Illinois as German makes them both, and he's got his 20 points here tonight. Under 2 minutes to go as Ringo gets a foul on German. His third, team's 10th, and Darian Ringo to the line for 2. Ringo with 12, that's 6 above his average tonight. For Miami, the Redhawks will hit the road next. They're at Buffalo on Saturday and then at Toledo next Tuesday.
Does not get any easier for them, that's for sure. 2
of the best teams in the conference, although Toledo starting out 0-1. Ringo connects on the first free throw, give him 13 on the night.
And I think that loss that they had to Ball State, it's not surprising necessarily to lose to Ball State, but in the way that they did at home, Ball State was in control of that game just about the entire way.
And Ringo connects on them both, and actually Toledo's going to start conference play 0-2. They had the unenviable task of going to Buffalo tonight, and with 3:23 to go in that one, Buffalo leading 105-71. Thorpe got by everybody, takes it to the rack, and scores his 22nd point of the ball game. He has been unstoppable, and the lead is back to 14.
Attaway with the long jumper, can't get it to go, and another rebound. This one, though, but for Lacey James.
And Attaway will commit a foul, sending German to the free throw line. Attaway's first, team's 8th, 1-1 coming up for Eugene German.
Yeah, Northern Illinois now sending everybody back except for the free throw shooter, not wanting to get a cheap foul here.
And he connects on the first, gets the second one coming up here as Rod Henry Hayes is back into the game. Gurgis Dow will go out.
And give credit to Mark Montgomery, was able to use his bench very effectively early in that game, not allow anybody to get too tired down the stretch, and Northern Illinois stretched out the lead here in the second half.
22 points in the game for Eugene German, got his average and more as Ringo from the right side misses a 3. Makai Larry with the rebound. He's going to take it in the paint and score. Makai Larry gets his 7th point. Bowling Green sends Ohio to their second loss. 82-63 was the final there.
So there could be another 3 road victories tonight as that continues to be a storyline in the MAC here in the early going.
Attaway commits the foul, and it'll be Thorpe going to the free throw line for the first time tonight. That is the 9th team foul against Miami. It's the only thing that Miami, at this point, with only a minute 11 to go, has not put the Huskies in the double bonus somehow. Taking some time to get some perspiration off the floor there at midcourt.
Even the ball boy injured with it, going out to sweep up the floor with a boot on.
Thorpe can do no wrong. The senior out of Washington, D.C. makes the free throw, and they 23 points in this game. Give him 24. Ties his career high in points. Bandy misses an air ball, but Ringo is there to put it off the glass and miss it again. And that ball out of bounds. Last touch by Northern Illinois, they say. 1 minute to go in the basketball game. Ringo takes the inbound, goes to work, baseline. Finds somewhere to go, and it's Haruna out top. He's going to drive, put it off the glass, no good, but he'll go to the free throw line. Foul is on Lacey James. That'll be his 4th.
Yeah, Haruna a little bit upset with himself that he wasn't able to finish there with the and one as he got up to the rim, left just a little bit short as he was hacked in the act.
Haruna at the free throw line, 80% on the season. The redshirt senior from Niamey, Niger, gets the bounce there. Saw that feature at halftime. Had his struggles. Somebody of the same name causing visa difficulties a year ago for him and could not get back into the country. Missed the entire year, and I know that Jack Owens is happy to have him back, as well as Milos Jovic coming into the game, who set out all of last year with an injury.
Yeah, this is still a really young Red Hawk team, and having someone like Haruna, one of the few seniors on this team, helps not only on the floor but in the locker room.
Eugene German draws the foul. Reaching around is Jalen Attaway, stopping the clock with 50.7 seconds to go. And German back at the free throw line. He has hit 5 in a row and is 7 out of 8 from the free throw line.
Only 3 seniors on this team: Haruna, Darian Ringo, and then Alex Abrams, the grad transfer.
Check that, 7 of 9, now 7 of 10 as he misses that one. And he gets the rattle there. .23 points, and Larry lost the handle on the basketball. Picked up by Lacey James, and we hear Jack Owens in the background saying no foul. As the Huskies with a 15-point lead. Thorpe out front, 24 points, equaling a career high. Makai Leary on him. 10 to shoot for the Huskies. Thorpe looking for a new career high, and he's going to get it here. Actually, shot rejected by Sabandi, but into the hands of German. 2 seconds on the shot clock, and that'll be a 30-second violation. Miami will get the basketball as the clock stops with 13.4 seconds to go.
Give credit to Northern Illinois. They have shot the ball exceptionally well. Almost 58% for the game from the field.
Sabandi with 10 seconds to play gives the ball out to Makai Leary. He'll pull a 3 and miss it, but Jalen Attaway throws it down with 4 seconds to go. Attaway with 7, and that will do it. Final score here tonight, 83-70. The Huskies with the victory. They improved to 9-6 and 2-0 in conference play. 2 big road wins to start this conference schedule for the Huskies.